Okay, LED project. I think I'm on part 9. I showed you the LED with the controller that was kind of a standalone that had a bunch of different things on it, but it's not the same as programming an Arduino board with the code for like a Christmas, really theme. So I gotta program this and hook it up to the LED lights versus that control board I had showed you earlier. So just going online, there's a bunch of things I need to do. Number one is it's suggested to add 330 ohms. So I have my little handy dandy kit that you might have saw me get last week with the Arduino board. And it's got all kinds of capacitors, or not even capacitors, ohms and wires and all kinds of things. So I'm finding the 330 ohm. I need to solder that onto the data wire because in case there's any kind of surge, we want to protect these LED lights. I also ordered capacitors, which I have to find. A capacitor is going to go on the power so that the capacitor absorbs the power. So if there's any kind of surge, it does not mess up the LED strip or the Arduino board. So right now I am going to do some soldering and I will check in once I have all those wires connected. So I was thinking I needed some, thick wire. This little kit came with these real thin wires, but I was hoping for some thick wires to do this project. And then I remembered I have those desktop computers that I'm tearing apart downstairs, and I have the power pack I just grabbed. So there's all this extra wires, so this looks like real good, I don't know, I'd say 18 or 20 gauge wires, so I might even use the connectors. But I'm pulling this apart, so I've got wires to use for my little project here. Found my old soldering iron, so I think this might be easier than that other monster, but I'm kind of blind, so I'll take my glasses off to see. But I am soldering the ohm resistor on here. I am definitely not very good at this. All right. So that's one side of it. So for now, I'm going to put a shrink, wrap on that line. But then I'm going to use this line right into the data port of the Arduino board. It's got a nice solid ending, so I'll just use that for the board itself. So I'm going to shrink wrap this on it. And now I got to find my capacitors that came in the mail, and I have no idea where I put them. So if you know where I put them, please let me know. Well, it's official. I cannot, for the life of me, remember where I put those very important capacitors that I put somewhere safe. So I could find them when I actually did this project. So I guess I'm going to risk it and go without capacitors until I find them. Okay, so I am wired up. I'm going to put power separately to my Arduino board. This is 9 volts going in. I just want to keep this power separate from that power. That's 12 volts. These lines are 12 volts. I do not have my capacitors. Normally I would put a capacitor between these two. I did put a resistor on the data line. The ground gets grounded here and grounded into the Uno board. And then the data has the resistor, and this middle one is the data line. I'm not using this because I don't want to hook the 12 volts into this. I'll power it separately. You could do that, but it's best with 9 to 12 volts. So just in case, I'll just power it separately. Not a big deal. So now I need to plug this into the computer. I need to open up the program, and I need to download some kind of program that goes with those LEDs specifically. And I'm going to put 2 strips together for now and see if I can get a program that's more custom and Christmas-y. So I'm going to do that next.